Beloved brothers and sisters, another day is dawning under God's watchful care, and today this prayer leads us to a powerful truth. The salvation of the Lord is revealed as shelter for the soul, protection over the home, and steadfast help along the journey. Verse 2 of Psalm 98 declares, "The Lord hath made known his salvation." When God makes his salvation visible, fear loses its grip, hope rises, and the heart finds a safe place to rest. The hand of the Lord appears where human strength can no longer sustain us. His divine care surrounds our paths, guards our decisions, covers hidden wounds, and brings peace where there was once distress. Psalm 98 raises a song of victory because the Lord has done marvelous things, revealed his righteousness, and displayed his goodness before the eyes of the earth. Leave your name in the comments, along with the name of someone who needs to receive God's shelter, salvation, and care. Write it in faith, bringing that life before the Lord. And subscribe so you can join us in prayer every day, strengthening your hope and seeking direction in the presence of the Father. Now, open your heart sincerely. Whoever finds refuge in the salvation of the Lord will remain standing. My God, this new day dawns before you, and I rise beneath your mercy. I have not come to repeat beautiful words. I have come to acknowledge that I am still standing because of your mighty hand. It was you, Lord, who sustained me through the night, guarded my life while my eyes were resting, and prepared this morning as a sign of grace over me. Every breath I take today carries a quiet reminder. Your goodness still reaches me, your protection still surrounds me, and your wonders continue to unfold even in the details my eyes almost fail to notice. Psalm 98 opens this truth before my faith. O sing unto the Lord a new song. And this new song, Lord, is not born only when everything around me seems perfect. It is born when I stop for a moment and realize that your grace continued working within me, even on the days when my mind was weary, my heart was burdened, and my thoughts could find no rest. It is born when I recognize that you worked wonders quietly, without spectacle, without me understanding every movement of your hand. You protected me on roads I did not even know were dangerous. You sustained me in moments when I tried to appear strong, while deep inside, I desperately needed shelter. Today, I do not want to turn my prayer into a list of demands. I want to speak with you truthfully. I want to look at my own life and admit that I've received more care than I deserved, more help than I was able to recognize, and more patience than I'm capable of giving myself. How many times did I think I was alone, and yet your protection was there? How many times did my soul become restless, and still your peace held me before I collapsed inside? How many mornings did I wake up not knowing how I would face the day, and yet that day passed beneath your watchful eyes? My Father, I understand that a new song is more than music. It is a new way of seeing life after recognizing your wonders. It is when my lips learn to give thanks before they complain. It is when my heart stops measuring your goodness only by what it has received and begins to recognize what you prevented, what you delivered me from, what you healed, sustained, and renewed. It is when I stop treating gratitude like a passing phrase and begin living with spiritual remembrance, knowing that your hand has reached me many times before. I need this living gratitude, Lord. My soul grows weary when all it sees is lack, delay, pressure, and worry. My inner life becomes impoverished when I spend my days counting losses and forgetting deliverance. Complaining dries up hope. Anxiety narrows my vision. Comparison steals the beauty from what you have already done in me. So I return to you, not to pretend that I am joyful, but to receive clear vision again. I need to recognize that my story is not made only of burdens. It also carries signs of your goodness, marks of your help, and memories of your divine intervention. You know where my heart has grown silent. You know the areas of my life where I stopped singing within. You know where routine hardened my sensitivity, where disappointment stole my lightness, where waiting exhausted my faith. Even so, I come before you with a simple yet profound decision. I want to recognize your wonders again. I want to notice your care in my daily bread, in the strength that lifts me up, in the protection over my home, in the peace that comes when I breathe in your presence, and in the wisdom that keeps me from walking down the wrong paths. Lord, let a new song rise within me, but let it be genuine. Let it not be forced joy or a spiritual appearance meant to hide my pain. Let it be praise born from the awareness that you are still with me. Even when I do not have all the answers, I have your care. Even when parts of my life still need restoration, I have your mercy. Even when some areas seem delayed, I still have reasons to acknowledge that you have already done so much, and you are still at work. I thank you for the battles that did not destroy me, for the tears that could not extinguish my faith, for every time your grace drew me closer when all I wanted was to shut myself away, for the right people you placed in my path, for the dangers you kept away, for the doors you closed to protect my soul, and for the directions that changed my steps before I could be wounded even more. I thank you even for the seasons when I had to grow without understanding everything, because today I can see that your care was shaping me even in the silence. My God, turn my gratitude into strength. May I not be driven only by what I lack, but sustained by everything I have already received from you. May my words not be ruled by fear, nor my heart led by exhaustion. Teach me to speak with you in confidence, recognizing that your goodness does not disappear when circumstances change. Your hand remains steady. Your mercy continues to reach my home, my mind, my path, and my decisions. Make my life a quiet yet steadfast testimony of your work. May people not see in me an empty religious appearance, but instead recognize peace where there once would have been despair, humility where there once would have been pride, courage where there once would have been retreat, and kindness where there once would have been hardness. May your name be honored in the way I begin again, in the way I respond, in the serenity with which I walk through difficult seasons, and in the confidence that remains even while some answers are still unfolding in silence. If your salvation has been made known, I want to live in such a way that it may also be seen within my heart. I want to carry less fear and more faith. I want to speak less from my wounds and more from my healing. I want to make fewer decisions under pressure and more decisions guided by the direction that comes from you. I want my home, my steps, my thoughts, and my choices to receive this light that does more than illuminate, it transforms. And now, as my gratitude joins my recognition of your salvation, my soul begins to realize that everything around me also responds to your greatness. The sea, the rivers, the earth, the sounds of creation, and even the silences along my journey seem to point toward the same King, awakening within me a joy that is deeper, more alive, and more fully surrendered before your glory. And as my soul begins to recognize that everything around me responds to your greatness, I also begin to break free from the confinement of my own thoughts, Lord. Creation teaches me a kind of worship that is not imprisoned by fear, a worship that moves, that breathes, that recognizes your power without needing to control every answer. The sea does not whisper before you, the rivers do not hide their joy. The earth does not remain indifferent to your name. And I, who so often carry unspoken words, accumulated worries, and a faith worn down by the rush of everyday life, need to learn once again how to worship you. The voice of Psalm 98 proclaims, "Let the sea roar, let the floods clap their hands." My God, this image moves something deep within me, the roaring sea, the rejoicing rivers, all creation pointing toward you. It seems that everything understands better than I do that you, Lord, are worthy of praise. Creation is not ashamed to respond to your power. The waters move, the mountains stand before you, the winds pass according to the boundaries known by you, and life continues to reveal that your hand sustains what I could never sustain on my own. I speak with you while looking at this truth, and I realize how small my heart can sometimes become. One piece of bad news steals my peace. A delay weighs on my mind. A harsh word keeps echoing inside me. A fear tries to take up too much space. Then the psalm lifts my eyes and shows me all creation celebrating the King. Everything around me seems to declare that you are still great, even when my faith feels narrow. Your glory does not diminish when my eyes grow tired. Your strength does not weaken when I wake up discouraged. Your care does not lose its value when my soul walks through silent days. I need this joy, a joy that does not depend only on good news, easy roads, or quick answers. A joy that comes from the certainty that you are King over everything that moves, and also over everything that seems still. You are King over the restless sea, and over the river that follows its course. You are King over my home, over my thoughts, over my decisions, and over the parts of my story that are still searching for rest. When creation celebrates, it invites me to stop living bent beneath my worries and to lift my eyes toward your holy, mighty, radiant rule. I recognize that many times I tried to worship you only when my heart felt light. I waited for life to become organized before praising you more freely. I waited for the worry to lessen before speaking with you more joyfully. I waited until I understood the road better before trusting you with greater surrender. But the sea does not wait until it is calm to proclaim your greatness. The rivers keep singing as they flow between rocks, curves, and narrow banks. Creation teaches me that praise can be born while moving, in the middle of the journey, within the process, while life is still being shaped by your hand. My Father, let this truth reach my reactions. When something tries to make me shrink inside, let me hear by faith the sound of the waters celebrating your name. When routine tries to dull my sensitivity, let me recognize the sky, the light, the air, the food, the deliverance, and the daily strength as witnesses of your care. You also speak through what remains. You speak through the morning that arrives, the breath that continues, the provision that appears, the protection surrounding my home, and the path that opens simply before my steps. I want my life to respond to you with the same truth that creation reveals. I want my mouth to learn to praise without performance, with sincere words, with awareness, with mature gratitude. I want my heart to find rest by recognizing that I do not carry the world in my hands. You sustain the sea, you guide the rivers. You know the limits of the waves, you know the weight of the mountains. You also know the weight I carry inside me, and none of it is greater than your mighty hand. Make my worship a living response to your greatness. Let me not worship only with sound, but with a more awakened soul. Let my actions also celebrate your name. Let my patience speak of you. Let my courage honor your care. Let the way I walk through difficult days reveal that you are King within me. Let my home not be ruled by fear, but marked by peace. All creation testifies of your glory, and I want to join that testimony with sincerity. I want my life to carry less noise from worry and more sound of trust, less pressure to control everything and more rest in recognizing you above everything, less empty haste and more attention to your care scattered throughout the details. If the sea roars for you and the rivers rejoice before your name, then my soul can also discover a new way to praise you, even as it walks, waits, learns, and matures. Nothing passes before your eyes as though it were too small to matter. No hidden action, no silent pain, no word spoken against me, no disguised intention is lost before your light. The earth sings before you, the rivers celebrate your name, and my life also finds rest in knowing that you do not look upon the world with indifference. The promise of Psalm 98 declares, "He shall judge the world with righteousness." My God, there are things I cannot resolve by force. There are situations that cannot be easily explained. There are moments when speaking too much makes things worse, reacting too quickly causes pain, and insisting on proving my own innocence steals my peace. So I come before you with a trust that is more serious, more steadfast, and less noisy. Your justice does not depend on my hurried defense. Your hand reaches where my words cannot reach. Your eyes see the root of every matter, separating appearance from truth, intention from speech, deception from sincerity. Teach me to walk under this justice without becoming hardened inside. When life brings injustice, delays, false judgments, or burdens that do not belong to me, sustain my character. Do not let my mouth become bitter. Do not let my actions imitate the wrong of those who hurt me. Do not let my home receive the poison of conflicts that try to cross its threshold. Give me strength to do what is right, even when it would be easier to repay others in the same measure. The honor that comes from you is worth more than winning an argument. Your justice, Father, is not revenge dressed in spirituality. It is light. It places everything where it belongs. It corrects without losing holiness, lifts without feeding pride, protects without turning my heart to stone. When you judge with righteousness, even what once seemed confusing begins to lose its power. What was crooked comes under the weight of truth. What was done in darkness meets the light of day. What was distorted before people arrives whole and uncovered before you. There have been seasons in this journey when my soul wanted to defend itself constantly. I wanted to explain, prove, justify, convince. But now I want to learn another way, to remain upright before you, to work honestly, to respond with wisdom, to guard my conduct, to watch over my words, to do good without turning kindness into weakness, to be gentle without becoming passive in the face of wrong, to be firm without losing my peace. My Father, bring justice into the places where confusion has tried to take over. Justice in the decisions that affect my life. Justice in relationships marked by weariness, justice in the work of my hands, justice over my home, my family, my paths, and my responsibilities. Let every lie lose its support. Let every empty accusation fall without finding a place to remain. Let every wrong intention be undone before your light. And above all, let my own life also be examined by you with mercy. The justice I ask for around me, I also accept within me. Correct my motives. Cleanse the pride hidden in my responses. Adjust what I do when I am trying to appear strong. Heal my impatience to resolve everything in my own time. Give me courage to acknowledge my failures without running from your grace. Your justice does not humiliate the one who surrenders. It restores, reorders, matures, and gives direction again. When the world seems to favor the cleverest, the coldest, or the most aggressive, the psalm reminds me that you still sit above every appearance. The final word does not belong to rumor, cruelty, abuse, error, human haste, or the limited judgment of people. The final word belongs to the holy God, the righteous King, the Father who knows the beginning, the middle, and the end. That changes the way I walk through waiting. I can keep doing what is right even without applause. I can remain clean even when no one sees. I can continue with dignity even through temporary losses. Lord, protect my life from seeking justice with wounded hands. A wounded hand may try to wound in return. A weary mouth may exaggerate. A burdened heart may begin to see everything as a threat. So place your peace over the way I act. Make me someone protected by your wisdom. Let my strength come from righteousness, not hardness. Let my security come from your care, not from the need to control the outcome. Let my hope grow in knowing that you will judge with righteousness and handle every cause perfectly. I also place before you everything that seems delayed, causes that have dragged on, answers that have not yet come, recognition that seemed deserved but was forgotten, efforts made sincerely yet met with silence. You see it all. You weigh it all. You know how to guide time without losing a single detail. Divine justice does not arrive empty. It comes bringing truth, restoration, deliverance, and direction. Before this promise, my hope no longer depends on how people respond. My hope is anchored in your character. You are just when you correct, just when you protect, just when you wait, just when you lift up, just when you close a path to preserve my life, and just when you allow truth to mature before it is revealed. There is nothing confused, cruel, or careless in you. Your justice carries holiness and mercy in the same hand. So I continue before you with a more aligned heart, without rushing to win by force, without needing to carry disputes as though they were my daily bread, without surrendering my peace to the behavior of other people. Your justice teaches me to live on higher ground. My steps can remain firm, my voice can remain calm, my conduct can remain clean, my hope can keep burning even when the road still requires patience. And as this certainty settles my life before the righteous judge, praise stops being only a sound and begins to become a mature response, a way of walking through the day with dignity, gratitude, and trust until the celebration of the psalm reaches not only my lips but also my choices, my way of living, and the way my heart draws near to you. And as this certainty settles my life before the righteous judge, celebration stops being only a sound and begins to touch the way I walk before you. Lord, not as an escape from reality, nor as beautiful words placed over difficult days, but as a sincere response to your care. Life may carry pressure, responsibilities, and matters that are still unresolved, but your name remains above all of it, sustaining what my hands cannot carry alone. The words of Psalm 98 call my heart to this truth: make a joyful noise unto the Lord. My God, this celebration is not born from a perfect life. It is born when the soul recognizes that grace is still covering the path. It is born when memory begins to see deliverance, answers, protection, patience, and mercy again. Many blessings arrived without fanfare. Many dangers were kept away before I ever realized they were near. Many days ended in peace, only because your hand sustained me both within and around me. Before you, gratitude finds its voice. I do not want to remain trapped in the habit of noticing only the weight, the delay, the pressure, and the weariness. Signs of your care are scattered throughout my story. There is help in simple details. There is direction in paths that once seemed ordinary. There is healing taking place quietly. There is renewal being poured out while daily life continues. When I recognize this, my posture changes. Life stops being only a reaction to what happens and begins to become a response to the God who remains faithful in secret. True celebration clears my vision. It removes the problem from the center. It places every concern before your greatness. What once seemed enormous loses its grip when your power takes the highest place. Difficulties are still treated seriously, but they are no longer given authority to rule my peace. You reign over my home, over my steps, over my decisions, and over every detail still waiting for a solution. Father, transform the way I walk through my days. Let my words carry more life than weariness. Let my actions express trust without needing noise. Let my home receive a steady peace, the kind that does not depend on everything being resolved in order to remain. Let my routine be marked by practical gratitude, patience in my words, care in my actions, wisdom in my choices, strength to continue, and humility to recognize your hand in every small provision. Some celebrations are born with a strong voice, others rise almost silently in a calmer breath, in a right decision, in a restrained word, in a simple expression of gratitude before sleep. You know the value of every sincere offering. You see what no one else sees. You receive what comes before you with a clean heart, even when that heart is still being restored. Nothing sincere is ever lost before you. My God, I want worship to be more than a separate moment in life. I want it to become a way of living before you. Let my choices honor you as well. Let my work, my rest, my conversations, my new beginnings, and my seasons of waiting carry reverence for your name. A mouth can sing while its actions walk far from truth, but before you I want to live with integrity. I also place before you the parts of me that are still tired, the areas that have lost their lightness, the inner places where hope has grown weak, the memories that tried to teach me hardness, the disappointments that tried to change the way I see life. Let your grace enter with healing, restoration, and light. Let joy not be an appearance, but the fruit of a soul guarded by you. Let peace not be a performance, but a real shelter built by your mighty hand. Lord, your goodness deserves more than automatic words. It deserves attention, remembrance, and surrender. It deserves a heart awake enough to notice daily bread, strength arriving at the right moment, hidden deliverance. The small answer that opened a way, the right person who appeared, the closed door that protected me, the correction that matured me, and the silence that taught me trust. Your mercy was present even in the seasons when my vision became narrow. Because of this truth, my soul returns to the right center. Fear does not need to guide my decisions. Anxiety does not need to control my voice. Comparison does not need to steal the beauty of what I have already received. Weariness does not need to erase the memory of your wonders. There is blessing in recognizing you in the middle of the journey. There is strength in giving thanks before everything is complete. There is victory in remaining clean, steady, and sensitive to your care. My Father, make my life a sign of mature gratitude. A gratitude revealed in the way I treat people, manage responsibilities, wait with dignity, respond with wisdom, and continue moving forward without losing my peace. Let the celebration of Psalm 98 not remain only in my voice, but reach my choices. Let every step carry a little more light. Let every new beginning reveal your hand. Let every restored area testify of your grace. The Lord has done marvelous things. He has revealed salvation. He has called creation to rejoice. He has promised justice. Now before you, my life aligns with this new song through gratitude that is strong, pure, and true. My heart finds rest in your care. My home becomes quiet beneath your protection. My paths receive direction, and everything within me learns to recognize that your glory continues to shine over my story. This psalm also lifts our eyes beyond a narrow view. God's salvation is not limited to one problem, one home, or one need. It reaches peoples, stories, generations, and paths no one can measure. When life becomes difficult, the tendency is to see only what is too close. The problem grows larger, worry occupies more space, and hope begins to shrink. But Psalm 98 lifts our vision. It shows us that God remains greater than every circumstance. The Lord does not lose his authority when a person feels weary. Divine power does not diminish when human eyes still cannot see a way out. In verse 3, the psalm reminds us that God remembered his mercy and his truth. This is important because it shows us that the Lord's faithfulness is never forgotten along the way. God does not begin a work only to abandon it halfway through. His mercy reaches the wounded places of life, and his truth brings order where confusion once lived. Mercy heals without dismissing the pain. Truth corrects without destroying. Both work together in the way God deals with the story of those who turn to him. That is why no one needs to hide their scars in order to be reached. God does not work only with appearances that look well put together. He reaches deep places, cleanses motives, rearranges choices, strengthens steps, and restores direction. The new song is the sign of a soul that has learned to see again. It does not mean the absence of struggle. It means the presence of spiritual discernment. A person begins to realize that God has not lost control of the story. The wonders of the Lord are still happening. Salvation is still being revealed. Creation is still pointing to the King. Divine justice still stands firm. So life does not need to remain trapped in the same old sound. There is a new response for the one who chooses to recognize the hand of God again. Psalm 98 marks this turning point. It calls the soul to leave the narrow place of constant worry and enter a wider awareness of divine care. The Lord has done marvelous things. The Lord has revealed his salvation. The Lord is celebrated by creation. The Lord will judge with righteousness. This truth changes the way we walk through every season. Even before everything is resolved, there is already reason for gratitude. Even before every answer appears, there is already reason to trust. Even before the path fully opens, one's certainty remains firm. God is still present, just, powerful, and worthy of all honor.